During the birth from my second daughter, it was a very hard one. And then I got a tear just through my anus. And then they stitched everything. And then afterwards, after maybe 7 months, I had a huge abscess. And then I had to go to OP twice. And then the second one, they had to remove a tissue from the muscles, from the anus, and with a very big scar. Then since this time, I couldn't help when I had to go to the bathroom. I just had to run because I couldn't make it like everybody else. And it was a huge problem for me because I felt very ashamed. If something happens and I am outside of the house, how am I going to explain? How am I going to feel? It's not something that you can hide. And then 2 years ago, I had cancer in my ovarium, and I had to go to surgery again, take everything out, and then I had to make some radiation afterwards. And then someone told me, she was reading a very interesting book. It was You Are the Placebo. And then I bought the book, I read the book, I started doing the meditations. And then I could understand why I got cancer. I just thought to myself, when I found out that I had it, I felt like betrayed for my body, because I thought to myself, I am a happy person, I am in a happy relationship, I do what I love, I'm positive, I just don't drink, don't smoke, I treat my body, I pamper my body. And I said, how come can she do it to me? So I was so sad, I was so lost. And when I started reading the book, I thought that this was a part of me, this happy person that was enjoying living, but I had another part of me that I didn't want to acknowledge. And reading the book, I just saw that I have created the cancer. And afterwards, I read the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and I made the meditations. Then I saw that was fear, guilt, and all these low levels energies that I was leading with them the whole time. And since then I have been doing the meditations every day. There are some days that I don't want, that I do it, but I see that my body doesn't want to do it, and I said, you can do what you want. You sit the whole meditation. If you don't want to go with me and meditate, we are just going to spend some time together just sitting here and waiting the time to go through. And there are other situations that I have such a bliss that afterwards I have a room that I meditate. When I open the door, my husband tells me, do I have to be jealous from Joe Dispenza? Because he said, you are glowing. It's like you are a different person. So, but I was having these troubles with my guts, and I was very afraid to come to Mallorca, because I thought to myself, during a meditation, how can I go to the toilet? I cannot come back again. So I was very worried. Lindsay was so nice. She was always keeping a place for me outside, but I have never had to interrupt a meditation to go to the toilet. And the second day from the retreat, I had a meditation that I have never felt such a feeling like this. I was so overwhelmed that I couldn't stop crying the whole day. I was just in a place that I didn't think that it was possible to feel such a feeling. And afterwards, I was like doing the meditations, and I wasn't feeling anything for 2 days. And I thought to myself, it doesn't matter. If it was just this one, it was the one. I really don't care. And then I had filled an application for the healing, because I thought it would be the greatest gift that I could ever have, to be healed from this kind of condition and living a normal life again. And then the greatest challenge was for me the challenge, because I didn't know how will my body react when I am in such a state of fear that it's going to be so shameful. How am I going to deal with this situation with all these people? I don't know them very well, but it's very, very difficult for me. And then during the meditations, during the walking meditations, I was telling myself, I'm safe. I know that I can do it. And when I saw the whole thing, I thought, oh, it's normal. I mean, I can do it. And then I was climbing the stairs, and then there were always one more. And I said, oh, I didn't realize that it's so high. And then when I just turned around and I saw the things, I was holding here and I was holding. I couldn't let it go. Suddenly I was shaking the whole body. And I thought, how am I going to move? And I thought to myself, you are moving. You are leaving all this fear behind you. And I said, it doesn't matter how long it takes. I would just do it. And then suddenly I could let my hands go, and I was still shaking, and I was taking one step like and not the other, and I was always telling myself, you can do it. You know that I can do it. And when I was done, I just made a cry, and I said, oh, this fear. Now I just jump, and I don't care. And I was in the cage. And today I was at the restaurant after breakfast, and I knew, oh, I have to go to the toilet. My first instinct was, oh, they have a toilet here. I said, no, you have one in your room. We are going to walk to the room in a normal pace because you are healed. You don't have to worry about this anymore. I just went to my room. I took my bags. I made a tea. And afterwards, I went to the toilet, and I was sitting and crying because I was so thankful. And that is such, like, it was my biggest dream, but I told Lindsay today, I don't know if it's the story. It belongs so to the past that I don't have even the feeling that it belongs to me anymore. I don't know what I should say. And then she said, maybe there is someone out there with the same problem. And the doctors always told me, you cannot do anything. That you don't have the muscle anymore. It's going to get worse. And then I was flicking out. I said, if it gets worse, I cannot leave the house. And now I know in my heart that I'm free. Even if I go home and I have all the situations that I had before, the new me doesn't have this history anymore. It belongs to the past. It's like I'm speaking about someone else. It doesn't have anything to do with me anymore. And it's such a freedom that it's hardly to describe. It's like I have been born again. It was such a wonderful week. I just cannot thank him this much. I know we did the work together. he led me through the work I was doing myself. But we were a wonderful team.